You know? And as well, to the brown skin and dark skin brothers out there, like I've mentioned this before, but I'm like, well, how would you feel if I were bashing just, let's say if I was just like on some, Tommy Sotomayor-ish, right? And just bashing this black women, specifically brown skin and dark skin black women only. How would you feel about that? As a brown skin and dark skin man, I wouldn't say anything about brown skin and dark skin men. I would just bash brown skin and dark skin women. How would you feel about that? Would it just be everything's all good in the hood since you ain't mentioning me, or would you feel like, hey, you know, you don't talk about the brown skin, dark skin sisters like that. You don't talk about my women like that. You know, and it would be a bit weird for me to hate brown skin and dark skin men, but try to have some sort of advocacy for um, brown skin and dark skin women's colorism plight, right? It would be a bit weird and it'd be a bit suspicious. It's like, right? What's your motive? But I don't like. I like both groups of people, so there's no motive, as far as I'm concerned, And as well, let's clear this up when it comes to who I call out, right? I come for brown skin and dark skinned black men and mixed biracial light skinned women when they're doing wrong. All right. Don't just think that I'm coming for a dark skinned nigga just to come for a dark skinned nigga. No, nah. All right. Like folks just grouped up and just, oh, there's a dark skinned dude just minding his own business. Like, let's get him. Right? No, no. I come for folks, the light skinned chicks, mixed biracial ones, when they doing wrong. When you doing some fucked up shit. That's all. You know. And as well, have had some moments where I've had to, low key kind of come for the brown skin, dark skin sisters, right? And also I've had some moments where some light skinned dudes kind of came for me. You know, you know, you know, because there's some light skinned dudes who don't like me. And it's like, okay, why don't you like him? Like, why don't you like me? um, and on the flip side, there, they're brown skin and dark skin brothers who, you know, are more down for me than some light skin mixed and biracial brothers. All right, so it doesn't always go by like skin tone, not always. Sometimes that's just it's just the way that things end up. You know. As well, it would be hypocritical for me to be colorist while speaking out against colorism, right? You know, wouldn't that just be like very hypocritical? You know, but if I really hated brown skin and dark skin men, and if I really had some sort of a deep seated issue with you guys, trust me, as much as I say on these videos, I do tend to hold back and not really go full force into it. Because one, I don't really have that animosity, believe it or not, towards you guys. Um, Also, two, people who I like who are brown skin and dark skin, both men and women, they could be caught in a crossfire by what I say and, feel some type of way about, what I say if I were to just, if I really did have hatred and just was just not holding back and just going full force in with it, you know. Um, Oddly enough, I had a subscriber, a dark-skinned black man. He asked me to do a video about basically what the community, the black community, would be like without dark-skinned black men, brown-skinned, dark-skinned black men. And I kind of was like a bit like I didn't do the video. I haven't made that video, and I don't plan to make that video, actually. But, you know, we kind of had a bit of a back and forth about that. Not a negative back and forth, but just like a conversation, um, where he kind of, you know, I was just, you know, letting him know that, you know, that's not my goal. You know, I'm not trying to purge the community of brown skinned and dark skinned black men, right? I'm not trying to get rid of them, right? I actually think that would actually add to the problem, not take away from the problem, not alleviate the problem. Uh, and he said, you know, he do agree, and he knows that I'm not on that type of shit. But he kind of wanted to see how that would play out when it came to people in the comment section and how they would react to it. If you know, you know, I guess we're to present a scenario where brown skinned and dark skinned men were phased out of the black community. Um, Oddly enough, I do have a video where I talk about, you know, if light skinned, mixed, and biracial men were phased out of the black community. Um, I got the idea from him, but just switched it around and did it with light skinned, mixed, and biracial men instead.